Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Lena. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about all the books that I'm reading in June. I have already started reading them, but I still wanted to show them to you, basically. So I know it's a little bit late in the month, but we're going to roll with it, basically. The first book that I really want to read is, let me see the title. Valuable Humans in Transit and Other Stories. This is by the same author as There's No Intermediate Division. I've been just like waiting to read more of his books, but I've just haven't done it for some reason, and I got this one. It's on its way. I don't know when it's going to arrive, but it was like the paperback was really cheap. It's a compendium of short stories, and apparently it has one that is very, very famous in its name, like me. It's called Lena, and I'm just really excited to read it. Just alone for that. The other things, I have no clue what they are about, but it has like a super high score or either both in Goodreads and on Amazon. So I'm just really excited. But yeah, I just really wanted to continue reading his books. And if I also finish this one, I also have Ed to read, in which I don't remember if it was that or Fine Structure, which was about probably Ed, about a dude that discovered like how time works or something like that. I don't know. I'm just really excited. I really want to continue reading his books. So yeah, this one. I'm missing a lot of physical books in this TBR, but they will get here someday, basically. Then during the whole week, probably the last week of the month, because I have some free days, I'm going to be reading only Warhammer books. I just really want to get into this. I've already started. I've read one book. Shocker, I know. But probably, I don't know if I'm going to focus on the 40k, like the science fiction part, the horror part, or just like the Horus Heresy, which is the beginning of the holy universe of don't know how many hundred books, but probably horror, because I already have them on Kindle and on audiobook. I have like 5 of them. I don't know if that's going to be the plan, because yesterday I found a science fiction one that looked amazing. Or maybe I just want to start the saga from what I should. Basically, I don't know, but I will be reading Warhammer this month. I will just do like a dedicated video for that also. Before we get into the physical books, this month I'm going to be reading the Trials of Ashmount. I've been following the author for a long time now, and he seems like a very like cool guy. Also, Esme has been loving this book and the sequel that has already came out, and I decided to choose it to read for the book club. It's not like an official chosen book, but because I really want to get into the dark fantasy vibe for the book club again, I'm going to read this one, and anyone in the book club can join me, basically. If I'm being honest, I don't know what this book is about. Like nothing at all. I only know that it's dark fantasy and that the sequel is coming out. That's it. But I don't know. I trust Esme's judgment. Basically, she's been spot on, at least for me. So I don't know. We're in it this month. You're welcome to join us. The link is in the description down below. And if you want to join us outside the Discord, you're also very welcome to do it. So for the physical books, the one that I technically have already finished, The Assassin of Malcozé by Brian Asher. I will send this one, and also the Treasure of Lor-rev? I don't know if it's Lor-rev or Lor-rev. I don't really know. But the thing that I discovered while reading this one, I will also read this one this month, is that the whole like universe is connected. Of course, because I started with the Fear of Moncra, I didn't realize, because they were talking about these places, but I didn't know them. But in here, they already talk about Moncra, and there's a character that's actually from there. And I was just like, oh wait, this is so connected. This is so cool. But yeah, I don't know if this one is the first one. Yes, the first novel from Brian Asher. So I already read the third one. I read this one, and then I'm also going to read The Treasure. This one was basically, I'm going to talk about this one in more detail in the video, but as an overall view, this one is very similar to Mon Croix in the sense that we have like a bunch of POVs and all of them converge in a single plot line towards the end of this book. But this one is basically about a conspiracy to assassinate the king. That is just like a very easy way to put it, but we have a shit ton of characters. And again, I will talk about this one in more detail on a wrap up. But I definitely really enjoyed it. I was really blown away by the fact that they were all connected. That just made me so happy in general. But this felt like Mon Croix gave me the feeling of just like France, like medieval France. And this gave me a similar vibe, a little bit more Eastern maybe. And this one, the Treasure of Lor-rev, this land is set on the other book that is actually really more advanced, and they really like advancements, technological advancements in general. I don't know what this one is about. I started the other one not knowing either, and I've realized that it's the key, and I'm going to read that one also without knowing. I only know that this land is very like proficient technological wise. I'm fine with that, but yeah, this one is probably the next one that I'm going to read physically after I finish the one that I have already started, which is Dream of Dead City. I should have read this one the previous month, but I didn't have the time. So I'm reading it now. The thing is, I'm having huge issues with the language. English is not my first language, and this book has a very like classic type of English, not in the descriptions, but in the oh my god, in the dialogues. It feels so weird. It feels like everyone's talking like Yoda, and I'm just like, I have to read some sentences like 2 times because I completely misread them, and it's a little bit annoying. But the thing is, I'm enjoying the world so much. It feels so dark. This is definitely dark fantasy. It's just so cool. Everything is red in the Dead City, and there's like just like blood everywhere, and it's just so cool. The first chapters are fantastic. Like they really grab you. Basically, you have like kind of dead gods and such. Really cool. As I told you, I think I told you last time, but basically we're going to follow these two, well, not a couple, but you know, these 2 people, and they are investigating the disappearance of a noble woman, basically. But the thing is, it's just so complicated at times. Like, I don't know, let me find you an example. For example, when they find a body here, instead of saying it's not her, they're just like, it's not her true. That body is Cynthia. And it's just like, okay, that body is Cynthia is fine, but that's not her true. Annoys me so much. It's just like, it feels pretentious. Like, I get it, it fits with the fact that we have like a very strong like empire-like system here. It's just like, yeah, you're going to talk like fucking douchebags. For example, does Castle Effield task me with passing along the little message that she's faring too well? Faring too well. And it's just like, I know it's not that much, I know it's not a big deal, but for me, who is not my first language, is making me read so slowly that it's annoying the hell out of me. I'm really enjoying it, but that part is just pissing me off so much. So for Tammy's book club, I'm reading Waist Tide, which is a translation made by Ken Liu, basically. That's why I'm reading it. But I've been really curious about this book for a long time. I've wanted it at least for a year or 2. He has picked it for her book club, so we'll be discussing it live probably the first weekend of next month. But I only know that in this world, like, we have like huge wastelands basically, and that's mostly it. Mimi is a waste worker here, processing the toxic debris and hoping to save enough money to start somewhere new for a better, brighter future. A war is brewing among these powers, and amid this chaos, Mimi and those like her must decide if they will remain pawns or change the rule of the game altogether. Sounds interesting, very dystopian-like. I'm a huge fan of those, honestly, so we'll see how this one goes. Oh, there's other 3 that I don't have. Completely forgot about those. Blood of the Chosen. This is the continuation of Ashes to the Sun. I talked about that one already, but you will see in that video after this one. So I really liked it. I read it last month and it was super solid. I really liked this siblings relationship. And in this one, I hope that's no different. Basically, the ending left me a little bit intrigued, and I just really want to finish this series already. Because, you know, the first book was so solid that is giving me like the feelings that I got for reading Soulkeeper, that is going to just get better with each book. So I'm really excited. But basically in the first one, you're going to follow two siblings, and they were separated, not at birth, but once these sisters started showing magic, basically this order came in and took her, and they were separated and never heard from each other again. So the brother has been searching for her his whole life, basically, and she's been working for this order because they kind of saved her. Basically, she was starting to get sick from this magic, and you know, she's been serving them. Basically, it's just really cool. I just really like this type of, oh my god, are we siblings, are we enemies type of relationship. It was really cool. The other one, I don't know if I'm ready actually for this one, but this is Waybound, which is the last book in the Cradle by Will White. Book 12. Book 12. I don't know if I'm going to read this month, honestly. I feel like I want to read the whole series and then read this one, but I'm honestly so scared. I don't know. The series is fantastic. It's one of my favorite series of all time, but I'm just scared of the ending. I feel like this series could have been even longer. I don't know, but it's scaring me a lot. It's really scaring me, and I don't know. In the first one, you're basically going to follow Lyndon, and he's an ansel. Basically, he has no connection with magic, and in his village, he's been really like bullied his entire life because he doesn't have the power of the spirits. And one day, basically, this weird explosion happens. He gets in contact with this mystical being, and the story goes from there. There's just so much. There's just so much to unpack in this series. Like, this description is so short for the amount of things that happen in this series, but it's just a lot. Just a lot. But I don't know if I'm ready. I don't think so. And the other one that is coming my way, I really hope that it gets here in time, is Assassins of Reality, which is the sequel to Vita Nostra. Finally, it's actually translated. It came out last month. I ordered my copy a few weeks ago, but it didn't ship until now. I do have the audiobook, so I will definitely read it this month, but I will really prefer to have the physical copy to read along, since Vita Nostra is really complicated. But that one is basically, I would say that it's dark fantasy, honestly. Dark academia, yeah, but mostly dark fantasy, because it's just like so sinister. It's just so weird. But in the first one, you're going to follow this girl. He's approached by this stranger, and she is tasked to go in the middle of the sea and at this hour. And if she does that, she can actually enter this very weird academy. She does it, she throws up gold, and she enters this academy, and everything is just so weird there. It reminds me of the best parts of The Magicians, that the whole sexual assault thing, you know. It reminds me of the best parts of that, with the magic system, not the magic system, the magic school being like really creepy and not what you were hoping for. But it's just one of those books that is just weird in general, so you really need to check it out, basically. Then the final three, I'm just really hoping to read so much this month, and I don't think it's possible. Abaddon's Gate, I'm continuing my reread of The Expanse with book 3. I will check this one after I finish the other books, because these ones have my priority. This one is just for me to be happy for a little bit. I'll see if I have enough time to get to it. Another reread, Master Artificer. This book is ginormous. It's massive. It doesn't look that big, but it's 900 pages long, basically. I thought it was that long. I don't know. But Master Artificer is the sequel to Master of Sorrows, which is one of my favorite series. I just really love this in general, and I decided to read the first one last month. I've been really liking it. Last year I read this one, and I really liked it, but I didn't love it, and everyone seems to actually love it because they think it's better than book 1. I didn't feel like that, so I decided to read the whole thing, basically. This book is basically about the notion that maybe the chosen one is actually the chosen one for evil. It's fucking great. So many levels. This one gets darker than the first book, and the thing, and I know what happened. The thing that I didn't love about this one is that it's multiple POV, and I just really liked Anne as a character, so it didn't piss me off. But I was just hoping to follow Anne alone, and then we had like this bunch of POVs that I was just like, which are not bad. Like, I mean, I gave it this one 4.5. Still good, but it is not the same. So we'll see now that I'm rereading it. And then the last one that I've already started is my current audiobook, and I'm loving it. The Will of the Many by James Islington. I love James Islington. He's the author of the Lycanus trilogy, which I love. It's one of my favorite series of all time. This is, I don't know if it's better, but it's still as good. This one is actually a single point of view, contrary to the Lycanus trilogy, and it's actually surprising how actually good it is. I don't know, I was hoping that just like for something good, but I'm so invested. I'm already halfway through, and I started it yesterday and I don't know how it happened, but it's just so cool. The world seems very, very interesting. The magic is great, comes from the will of the people. Basically, the more powerful you are is because you get will from more people. It's just such a cool concept. I just really liked it. And our main character has doesn't have this power, and he's kind of immune to it. So yeah, he gets adopted by this dude who is a senator, and he's sent to this military to play as a spy. And he's told that he's going to play a spy. There's a lot going on. I don't know. It's giving me great vibes. Great like classic epic fantasy in a way, but just so good in general. This has an average, I think, 4.75 as of right now. A lot of people who has read it, it's not their favorite, and I'm so happy to see some like fangirling over James Islington, because his other series is just so good, dude. So good. So I'm just really happy to have this finally on my hands. Like, I'm just generally happy, and I've been loving it so much. I will probably just finish it tomorrow or the next day because I'm so invested. So yeah, those are basically the books that I'm going to read this month, or at least attempt to read. I hope so. Like, the physical ones are the ones that I'm hesitating a little bit because Dream of the City is taking me so long, but definitely the Treasure of Lor-rev I will definitely read this month, because I want to do a video with all of Brian Asher's books and talk about them all together, so probably this month. But yeah, what are you reading this month? Have you read any of these books? As always, just let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!